is the script. Number two is the script, and number three is the script. And
Right.
there's a similar analogy here to music. I mean, and the script though in music is the lyrics, and you can't not review the lyrics.
No, I get it, and I agree with you. I mean, there is certainly a lot of merit in people just dancing, and there have been, music needs to make you feel good, but I think that it also needs to challenge you too, because the folk explosion and how Bob Dylan's music and similar folk musicians changed the way songs were written and what they could actually talk about in 3 minutes or 4 minutes of a sonic, rollout, I guess. That challenged the status quo. And I feel like, can we go back to that? Because, music does go in cycles. There's all these retro sounds and all these retro sounding bands that are paying homage to music that they loved when they were growing up. They're coming to power. You look at a guy like Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats. I mean, he's on Stax Records, but he's basically taking Otis Redding and the band and mashing it together to be this awesome sound that people all over the country have connected with.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of these things. So, do you be a follower in the music world and just try and find a very small niche and basically be like the little fish that is swimming right up against the shark? Do you achieve distance and success by sounding like everybody else, or do you swim upstream and take the road less traveled and try and really make a statement and really be unique
And authentic,
and
yeah.
so, right. So while, everyone I've spoken with, both musical and non-musical, have really, tipped their hats to this idea, I don't know if that makes me a visionary or a complete fool because, I don't know. And those are
what
the
is it?
questions
They
you
say
have to ask yourself.
genius is on the border of massive intelligence and craziness, right?
Right. But, going back to, the Smoky Cafe video that I mentioned earlier that we shot in the historic hotel, there's a line in that song, because that song is about songwriting and going to this little open mic night in Philadelphia that I basically cut my teeth in. And the part of the song goes, this could be the greatest thing that no one ever hears. And you don't want that to be your legacy either. You don't want to be awesome, but then, you don't listen to what people want.
Yeah.
And I think that the news business is struggling with that too. They're putting seasoned journalists that know how to go and get the truth and know how to decipher between what is fact and what is speculation. And they're putting those journalists out to pasture, and they're hiring kids with laptops that know how to do top 10 lists and create traffic.
Right. Go out and get a snap video.
Right. So, I don't know. And I feel like news organizations have also almost, they have been at fault in sometimes selling out to putting on and airing segments that people want rather than what people need.
Yeah, and the truth gets lost in it. And the New York Times had a really great ad last night on the Oscars with a big focus on the truth, because in this world of alternative facts that we've seemed to be in over the past 6 months, the basics of what is the truth and what are the facts is kind of getting lost in some of those things. And it certainly is one very odd time to be alive. And I totally understand, and it resonates with me how you came to this song, and I love this song. I think it's really, I love that it's raw. I love the music video that you put together for it, because it's just you and one other person there in an auditorium that is entirely empty. So there's this statement of the truth is there, but nobody's finding it. And
there you go. You got it.
Right? Right. And so you're there in an empty auditorium with the truth here, saying what's going on here, right?
Right. That's exactly right. I submitted that to the Tiny Desk contest because, as almost like a statement of, well, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
This is a contest about music, and about finding something that is a diamond in the rough, then do we really value anything that is said anymore? So I realize that song is not going to win. It's like, if it wins, I will run naked through my little town. But it's just
it's like the Runaway Bride. You just got to follow the same. You're going to be streaking along the same route as the Runaway Bride there in Berlin, Maryland.
Exactly.
Well, Bryan,
a friend of mine had a song, and he's a Grammy-winning songwriter, and he has this song they put out with his wife, and it says, "Come on, world, surprise." And I guess I'm continuing to push the envelope and do the things that I think are needed in music and I want to do in music. And I'm just waiting for the world to sort of surprise me and say that it still matters. And I guess that's what continues to drive me. It's not, some people build houses and some people are lawyers. At the root of it, when I wake up every day, I write songs.
That's right.
I'm hoping that these songs can resonate with people. So, when you say that The Twist resonates with you, a song that I wrote, 5 years ago, the fact that song resonates today on, I think the last time you had me on the show, you said, there's no better song to listen to on the day after we elect Donald Trump as president than The Twist by Bryan Russo.
I did say that, yes.
It sort of dawned on me, like, these songs do last, and they are viable today. And I didn't write it about Donald Trump. I wrote it about society and life, and I made a statement and did a music video that was, probably too edgy for my own good, but it stood the test of time.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm going to keep waking up every day, and I'm going to keep writing.
That's
I'm going to
great.
keep trying to push it out there and make it so, this isn't what I'm writing is not the greatest thing that no one ever hears.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you've joined us here on Pop Song Tech, and anything that we can do to support you, just know we got your back as well, and our listeners as well. And I want to sincerely thank you for taking the time to kind of walk us through your music here. I want to encourage our listeners to go check out Bryan Russo on the web at bryanrusso.com. Also, pick up the latest album, the first in his series of the Unfinished Symphony, that is called Burden of Proof. We started this show today with a song from that called Shiny Brass Rings. We're going to end the show today with the title track of Burden of Proof. And Bryan, as your new albums come out here, the four albums that you're putting together, the next three, we'd love to have you back on the show in the future to talk about those. But I want to sincerely thank you for taking the time to join us here today.
No, I can't thank you enough. Your guys' support and interest in my music means more than you know.
You got it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've got Bryan Russo here and a project of his called Journo. This song is called What a Time to Be Alive on Pop Song Tech.
What a time to be alive. Robots how to drive, and we're all really traffic on the Cyber 405. What a time to be alive. Don't look at the camera when you pose, 'cause the paparazzi already knows that we're all dancers with dollar signs for eyes, doing some kind of sneaky on the slide. Oh, honey, let me, baby, honey, lay me down to sleep. Baby, that's the only thing that we need. But we died before we went. I hope our table's ready, 'cause nobody likes to wait. what they had in mind when they said the revolution won't be televised. But when everyone in the world thinks they're the good guys, can you really be all that surprised? So sleep with your guns by your side. Lose your fortune trying to win your kid a prize. You can find the silver lining and the bottom of the pie. What a time to be alive. Oh, honey, let me, baby, honey, lay me down to sleep. Baby, love's the only thing I need. Oh, but if we die before we wake, I hope our table's ready, 'cause nobody likes to wait. Oh, what a time to be alive. Oh, what a time to be alive. Oh, what a time to be alive.
And that, my friends, is Bryan Russo with his Journo project, a song called What a Time to Be Alive. And gosh, I can't wait to have Bryan back on the show again. He is full of insights and thoughts, and the guy's got such a great library of music. I certainly encourage you to go check it out. BryanRusso.com. You can find him on iTunes. He's got several albums out over the past couple of years, and I think it's really cool that he's putting together that full symphony across not just one album, 4 albums, and he's got the first one out. It's called Burden of Proof. I think it's awesome. I bought it back in 2016. But what I bought today, Home Depot, my humidifier here in the studio, here in my man cave, kind of crapped out, and so it's a little humid. Went out to buy a new dehumidifier and walked past the light bulb aisle. First off, why the heck are light bulbs so expensive these days? What happened to those days? You know, it was really cheap light bulbs. No. Everything's got to be overdone at this point. But, okay, so we're doing an unboxing today. This is called the Shape Light Your Way from Philips. It's not a single light bulb. It's a strip. And, at the Consumer Electronics Show, a big focus this year, of course, Internet of Things, connected devices, connected homes. What can you plug into everything else? Do you have a smart dishwasher? Do you have a smart thermostat? Do you have a smart garage door opener, a smart lock for your home? Ring is out there as kind of the smart doorbell. There's a smart everything. Well, there's smart light bulbs. And I'm like, who needs a smart light bulb? Until I went to the Paley Center event. The Paley Center event there in New York City over on 52nd Street, 6th Avenue. 2 months ago, and a bunch of executives from technology companies, a couple television companies, manufacturers, IBM there, because, of course, they're integrating all of the Internet of Things stuff. And the guy that was talking with me, head of the show, or head of the presentation, about his smart light bulb at home and how much he loves it. So I finally went out, got a smart light bulb today. It cost me about $80, which is kind of expensive, I think, or maybe it was $90. But I'll post some pictures of what we're doing here with the unboxing up on Twitter. Twitter handle, of course, at PopSongTech. Okay, so we've got the box right here, and we are opening the box. It's a black box, full square. You open it up. First thing you see is Hue personal wireless lighting. Okay, I'm opening it up, and oh, cool. So it is just a strip of lights, kind of in a circular fashion. There is a plug in the middle that I'm pulling out. It's a big white plug. It's just a plug. There's no wire associated with it. I imagine that's behind it. And okay, so we've now taken this thing out. Nice packaging here. It is attached to another piece of cardboard with a piece of Velcro. So I'm undoing the Velcro, and we now have undone the Velcro, and we pull this thing out, and it is literally just a plastic strip. All right, so I've got a plastic strip here, and I guess oh, look at that. Oh, it's got sticky stuff on it, so it's like a piece of tape. Oh, this is cool.